We finally got a huge target who can actually catch the football in traffic. The coaching staff decided they were done waiting on a young draft pick to develop and went out to sign a dominant veteran instead. This changes everything for our passing attack. Hit that subscribe button to join our diehard Panthers community today. Carolina finally addressed the glaring void at tight end this Wednesday night by signing Darren Waller to a one-year deal. This move signals a desperate hunt for a reliable pass catcher to pair with Bryce Young in Dave Canal's and Brad Idzik's offensive system. After 9 games with Miami last year, where he tallied 24 catches, 283 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns, Waller proved he still has gas in the tank despite his midseason return from retirement. For a franchise that has struggled to find consistent production at this position, bringing in a former Pro Bowl talent feels like a calculated gamble to maximize the current roster window. Here's what people are missing, though. This signing is not just about adding depth. It directly threatens Ja'Tavion Sanders, who has been our primary receiving tight end for the last 2 years. While Sanders brought hope, his performance, 29 catches, 190 yards, and 1 lone touchdown in 13 games, simply hasn't translated into real production. Analytics from July highlight the frustration as Sanders sits near the bottom of the league in contested catch success rates, a glaring issue for a team needing reliable targets. Meanwhile, Mitchell Evans remains a blocking presence at 6'5" and 260 pounds, leaving Sanders caught in the middle of a shifting depth chart. Waller's sudden arrival forces an uncomfortable reality for the younger players. Can he truly regain his peak form while learning a new scheme during the heat of training camp? If he does, what does it mean for the long-term future of Sanders and Charlotte? Watching this competition unfold through the final weeks of the preseason will be the true test of whether this signing provides the spark our offense so desperately requires to turn the corner this year. The most surprising reality of this one-year deal is that Carolina is betting on a veteran who proved his worth in the middle of last season. After choosing to come out of retirement and join Miami, Darren Waller managed to snag 24 catches for 283 yards and 6 scores across only 9 games. Can we really expect that kind of efficiency to translate immediately into our training camp pace? And I cannot stress this enough, the decision-making process behind these doors clearly shows a front office tired of waiting for younger prospects to develop. Mitchell Evans is currently filling the role of a massive 6'5", 260-pound blocking asset. Yet he lacks the receiving upside Waller has provided throughout his lengthy career. Historically, this team has struggled to find a tight end who presents a genuine threat, often forcing our quarterbacks to look elsewhere in high-pressure situations. Seeing someone with actual Pro Bowl history walk through the doors, even at this late stage, provides a spark that many of us felt was missing. We have watched Sanders struggle with contested catches, as noted in the July data, and frankly, that performance gap is the primary reason this move happened right now. The organization clearly wants to maximize every single play while Bryce Young continues his growth. Are they sacrificing the potential long-term development of younger players to chase immediate wins? It is a fair question, but considering how sparse the tight end production has been recently, you can understand the urgency behind this strategy. They are prioritizing a proven hand who understands how to navigate tight coverage. If Waller can master the offensive playbook quickly, this roster finally gains the missing layer needed to sustain drives during the upcoming season. How much weight can one veteran carry in a room full of uncertainty? That covers the basic details of the transaction, so let us pivot from the announcement to the actual implications for our squad. Why does this matter right now for Carolina? Simply put, our offense has lacked a veteran safety valve for too long. And bringing in a player who has performed at a high level elsewhere changes the geometry of our passing attack during critical training camp reps. The part fans are not ready for is how this signing fundamentally shifts the internal pecking order for our tight end group. Mitchell Evans provides a solid frame at 260 pounds, but he lacks the receiving pedigree that this coaching staff clearly desires. With this move, the competition for reps becomes immediate and intense. Does this mean Ja'Tavion Sanders is on the way out? That reality seems hard to ignore given that he struggled to produce even 1 catch per game on average last season while dealing with persistent issues in contested catch situations. By bringing in a proven veteran to learn the system alongside our younger talent, management is effectively demanding better execution right away. We have to look at the upcoming schedule and ask ourselves if this veteran presence can help us sustain drives during those tight fourth-quarter battles. If he secures the starting role, we gain a target who can actually haul in those difficult passes that have been slipping through our fingers. This adjustment gives us a much better shot at staying competitive within the division against our rivals. While the playoffs might feel like a distant conversation, having someone with legitimate starting experience could be the difference in flipping those close contests we dropped last year. Can a mid-season addition really stabilize our offensive production this quickly? We will find out soon enough as the preseason games begin and the rotation takes shape. The decision to bring Darren Waller into the fold provides a clear, proven threat that our offense has been searching for throughout the last 2 seasons. Securing a veteran with his pedigree at this stage of the summer offers a distinct upside, because he has already demonstrated an ability to produce under pressure. During his recent 9-game stint, he notched 6 touchdowns, which shows he remains a dangerous red zone target. However, we must consider the genuine downsides of this transaction. His presence complicates the growth of Ja'Tavion Sanders, who has served as our primary receiver at the position for quite some time. While Sanders possesses raw speed, he has struggled with contested catches, as highlighted by analytics from July, that place him near the bottom of league rankings. Relying on an older player who is coming off a mid-season retirement might be a gamble that hinders our long-term goals. Here is where it gets interesting, as league observers are already debating if Mitchell Evans offers a more stable floor due to his 6'5" frame and blocking capability. Some analysts argue that keeping a young prospect like Sanders is necessary for future development, while others maintain that adding Waller is exactly what we need to win today. What I really think is that while Waller's past success is undeniable, signing someone so late in the offseason asks a lot of the coaching staff to integrate him quickly. I am skeptical that a player who left the league once can simply step back in and dominate in Dave Canales' complex scheme immediately. Regardless of these valid concerns, the front office clearly values veteran experience over waiting for potential to finally materialize. When you piece together the news of the Darren Waller signing with the current status of our tight end room, the picture that emerges reflects a franchise clearly pivoting toward immediate veteran reliability. This move signals that management wants to stop waiting on raw potential and start seeing actual results on the field before our window of opportunity shifts. You should feel cautiously optimistic about this one-year deal, because it brings a proven, albeit unconventional threat to our offense that we have simply lacked for seasons. The bottom line here is that the coaching staff is prioritizing high-level production right now, even if it comes from an older player who spent time away from the game. Honestly, looking at how Waller performed in 9 games last season while Sanders struggled to make plays, I think it is the right call to see if a veteran can finally unlock our red zone efficiency. Integrating him during training camp will be the true test for Dave Canales and Brad Idzik. But having a target who can reliably haul in passes is exactly what our roster requires to remain competitive. We have to wonder if this signifies a permanent shift in philosophy, trading long-term grooming for short-term gains.